right, let's discuss a little bit hot topic here in Thailand, as we are living in a Buddhist country. We'll talk about euthanasia today, or we said put to sleep animals. So we have Toom here. What do you think about?
If for my opinion, I think if the dog get not good and bad and inside not good, everything not good, okay, we can. But some dog look like very, very old. I think have to let them die by natural, by themselves.
Yeah, but yeah, of course. I mean, but we had a few cases here that I know that the dogs are really sick, and they arrived here, and you would say no. You change your opinion.
I'm not
which
changed.
Is fine. You're not changed.
Yeah, remember Stone One.
Yeah.
I accept that case. I know when we cannot treat and send Stone One outside the clinic for treat, and the doctor said have to put sleep, and kid told me have to put to sleep, but I'm not okay. I inform please let her time for 1 week. If not okay, can put.
And that was, I remember seeing her for the first time at the outside clinic, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, she was a bad case.
She needs to be put to sleep. And that was what, like almost 3 years ago? And she's still here.
Yes.
So I was totally wrong, you know? But I know that euthanasia, it's complicated here. It's different than in Western countries. In the U.S., they will euthanize animals because they don't have room in the shelter. So but a Buddhist country, what, can you tell me, like, Buddhism? What is it about Buddhism and euthanasia? Is it like karma or not interfering with the cycle of life?
I think in Thailand, Buddha understand about it, put to sleep, but some case can, but some case cannot. If inside a lot of cancer inside, but I think it's okay. But it's okay.
But you know, but some people here, they really do not want to put a dog or an animal to sleep at all.
I think, but they don't understand about the dog. Why we have to put to sleep.
So the only reason is they have a belief in the Buddhism, and if you put a dog or an animal to sleep, its karma will kick your ass later on, right?
Understand that. Yeah. But I represent from Thailand. I know about everything. And if we want to put sleep, I understand. But that dog but cannot alive if the dog have to leave, but it's not good for the dog. I understand. But Thai people don't understand about dog get sick that make them bad.
I think they're scared about the karma. And in America, they're too fast, right?
Very much so, yes.
Too much.
Yes, and I was probably leaning towards that as well before coming to Thailand.
Oh, yeah?
To TMTRD specifically, seeing the follow-through of giving an animal a chance. And Stone One, for example, I would have most certainly agreed with you in euthanizing her. I've seen the pictures from when she first got here, and now I wouldn't say, I mean, she's thriving as much as she could be. When she's in her wheelchair, she's unstoppable. You would never think there's anything wrong with her at this point, aside from not being able to walk.
But I do think that because we do give them a decent life.
Absolutely.
Here. But if, let's say that Stone One, in this example, as I know we are really attached to her, all of us, we have, so if she was just put in a cage for 24/7 and no interactions with anything except maybe getting fed twice a day and change the pee pads, is that a life?
No.
So if she wasn't here and we know maybe she was put in a cage by an owner, would that be a case to put to sleep on a quality life? Even if they can eat and
that's a great question. I mean, yeah, I would say she would have no quality of life if she weren't able to go out into her wheelchair 2-3 times a day, however many times she gets out. Yeah, I would say that would be a miserable existence for her, and she probably wouldn't be thriving to the degree that she is here.
I remember when you first saw her, I brought you into the clinic, and she was in there. I forget why she was in there, but she was in one of the exam rooms, and she just lays, you know, and you turn her and stuff, but then she goes in the wheelchair, but you saw her in that one specific moment when she was just laying there, like staring at the wall, and I think you said that to me exactly, like, is this a good quality of life?
I did.
And I was like, well, you got to see her in her wheelchair, like, you're just seeing this right now, you know. I remember that first time you met her.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get or receive a lot of comments and sometimes messages when we have a case that we just rescued, and they said, put the dog to sleep. I said, right away? Why should you do it right away? Just rescue the dog. You know, the dog just came into our care, and just give the dog a chance to show that it wants to live. But I think that this is also like in America, for example, or in Sweden, not that much, but we have some people are also, they want to do it too quick, too fast to put them to sleep, not give them a chance at all. And that's not what we are here for. We rescue dogs. Mainly, we have a few cats also. We have an owl now.
Is that we did yesterday?
Yeah, okay. We just an owl. Yeah.
Oh yes, we do. We still have an owl.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have the man rescue dogs, cats, and an owl, and a turtle.
And a turtle.
So I think that the comments they're hurtful for us when we read them, you know. But we have, it's not a lot, but there's sometimes they don't think before they comment. But when we see the dogs here and they want to survive, we give them a chance, and they do. But sometimes there is a case where I remember we had a case coming in the clinic, and it was cancer all over the dog. But they just put to sleep immediately, and that's it. But we also need to remember here that we have the vets and the admins. So most of the time we have a morning meetings, and if we have a case, we discuss it, and if almost all agree that euthanasia is a better way to do it, we do it. But we have to agree, almost all of us. We don't just have one just put to sleep. I can't imagine the vets. I mean, we talked about this the other day. You said the suicide rate in America by veterinarians are
extremely
huge.
high.
Yeah.
It's increasing.
You know any number?
Not off the top of my head. I know I've read the statistics, but I don't remember.
It must be hard.
It's the technicians as well, and it is difficult. I worked in an emergency clinic for 3 years, and we euthanized all day long. There isn't a day that goes by where multiple dogs aren't euthanized, and many of them, it's completely necessary. It's end of life, they're suffering, labored breathing, just no quality of life left whatsoever. But then oftentimes we get dogs that are hit by cars, and those are almost always euthanized and not given much of a chance, unless, of course, if it has internal bleeding, understandable, it's not going to survive. But we, in the U.S., and in my experience, are fairly quick to euthanize, rather than, even if the dog has an owner that would be willing to put in the effort to give the dog the care that it needs to get back to the point of its new normal life. I don't know that veterinarians necessarily express those options to people, which is something I've learned here, because I myself have euthanized dogs based on a veterinarian saying this is the best option for this dog, we don't want it to suffer, not realizing that if you put in the time, a wheelchair, for example, there's many different options to give the dog a little more of a chance. And I learned that here at TMTRD, that there's certainly other options, and we're quick to euthanize and I think it's coming from a good place. I don't want to say that the veterinarians in America are
like sadistic.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
exactly. They think they're doing the best thing in the animal's best interest.
It's also not like even here. I think euthanasia is one of those things for like the owner of a pet. You might feel like you shouldn't have done it or you did it too late. You know, it's never perfect. Sometimes it is, but like you were talking about, like when Flintstone came to us, they said that's not rescue. He needs to be put to sleep. Like comments on social media. And he's fine today. And they were wrong. There was that one case, do you remember Miracle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We posted Miracle. People said the same thing. Miracle died. And then that makes me say, oh, you know, like sometimes I feel like we tried, but it didn't work out. And then in the back of my head, I'm like, maybe they were right, you know? And then we've had some dogs here that died on their own that I wish we helped go. Like, it's never perfect, and nobody is going to be happy all the time with how euthanasia works out.
Yeah, I think what we do is the right thing. We rescue a dog, we at least 1 week, and then if we see what kind of direction is taken, if it's improving or not. So I think that's for us, it's our way, and I think this is a good way. But I think you changed your mind a little bit. When you were younger, would you ever think about putting a
But
dog to sleep?
If you
Or an
say
animal?
need to put to sleep, I thought about what happened to the dog if get sick and something inside it's not good, very very bad. It's true, but it get old, not inside. Is everything okay? I think should them die by themselves.
Could it be like this? Because in Buddhism, you believe, because you haven't been living a good life for others, you have to be reborn, and maybe you'll be reborn as a dog. So maybe that's your uncle. Is that the case also? That they don't want him because maybe it's my uncle, you know? I don't want to put him to sleep. Because the reincarnation thing. Yeah?
But now I change something because I understand. The
Yeah.
first time I don't understand about put to sleep.
And you would not at all.
And I know about TMTRD vet. Every time we put to sleep, we have to discuss together with
Yeah.
vet and everyone. I'm okay because you don't decide by yourself, but you consult our vet already, our clinic already should to be good.
Yeah, I cannot imagine I can't imagine being a vet, because the purpose in your life and your profession is to save lives, and then once in a while you have to put to sleep or euthanize an animal. It must be really hard. But if you do it also on a regular basis, like in America or other countries, it must be so tough.
Well, the other problem in America is even if the vet would prefer to extend the life of this dog, if the owner doesn't have the money to treat, the vet doesn't have much of a choice if the owner wants to euthanize and won't sign the dog over. Many clinics won't even allow you to have the owner to sign the dog over to the clinic and then find another home for him. But it is very expensive in America to treat your dog.
Yeah.
So a lot of people they love their dog. They would rather not euthanize, but they can't afford to treat it. So
Yeah.
That's probably the main
Yeah.
main cause for this
Oh yeah.
in general. I think that's the same in Sweden. But I also see that some people put their dog to sleep because of age. They're too old, you know, because they need maybe some more care.
Yeah.
I would never do that.
No.
And I also hear that some cases in America, again, they euthanize because they don't have enough space. I think you pointed that out before.
Yeah.
That's very common.
But it's also that then it goes back to the people who purchase the dogs and just, I don't want this dog anymore. So how to change the mindset of people, like in your home? It's hard, right?
Yeah, that's almost like impossible. You can tell people, you know what I mean? Like, I would assume people adopt a dog and that's part of their family, and
Yeah.
they're responsible for it. But you can say that till you're blue in the face, and you're still gonna have that problem. I
Yeah.
think.
Maybe in countries like that, just let the dogs run out. Let them be stray dogs. They have more, I mean, if they catch a dog on the streets, they've been dumped by an owner, and they put him in the shelter, and they have some places 5 days to find a solution. Otherwise, that's it.
Or less.
Yeah.
I'm a part
So
of
maybe it's like better to have
Yeah.
some stray dogs.
You're
And
not
maybe
gonna-
people will no, but then,
No,
but
that
then
makes
maybe
sense.
people will understand that. Oh, now it's a problem. I'm not gonna dump my dog. Maybe, I don't know.
potentially.
So maybe if they see a lot of dogs in the street that make people worried or stressed or scared, maybe they stop dumping the dogs. Maybe they take care for life, or maybe they don't get a pet. Could be one.
Yeah.
There you go. Open the doors. Let the dogs run out. Right.
And also, I want to point out, because I don't know if we discussed it here, that in Thailand, we know it's a Buddhist country, and there are veterinarians that will not euthanize.
Yeah.
Isn't that correct?
That is correct. Many they do that. I do think so. When we hire a vet, I ask them, "Are you okay?" I mean, okay is okay. To put a dog to sleep or euthanasia. She said, "Yeah, but usually they. I mean, our vets do that because they, if the dog is suffering, no quality life, so they do that." But I asked that question to all. I do respect the decision that no, okay, fine, don't have chicken for lunch then. There's another dead animal. So, but that's different because it's food. That's
So,
strange.
As far as the older dogs go, that you don't want to euthanize because they're just old, they don't have cancer, but they are like Polly, for example. His quality of life, it doesn't seem very good right now. What do you think
I let them die by themselves.
by themselves?
Mm.
Okay. So, but we're not necessarily letting him die by himself because he's getting treatment
Mhm.
still. So, but there's no way to make him better at this point because he's so old. You understand?
Yeah, I understand. But I try to treat
Okay.
until
I don't think there's for Paulie in this case is not treatment, is to keep him alive. There's no treatment for him. He's old.
yes.
You cannot treat age. But I think now I saw him yesterday. He's in a cage in the clinic,
Yes.
and that's not a quality life. And again, now this is an age thing. But if he didn't get treatment, he would probably pass away soon. And this is the thing I think it's the same with humanity. We extend the life of people, and you get more diseases. Like before, maybe you died at 60, now you die at 80. You get all these diseases along the way because you are getting older and more suffering. So I think it's the same with animals. We keep them alive, just to keep them alive. And maybe it's time for Paulie to leave. It's a hard one also, it's a hard.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Maybe he can stand up like, hey, what's up? You know?
Tomorrow he
But
sits
we
up,
don't know.
goes
We
for a
don't.
walk.
That is always why we have to discuss. And we have, sometime in the meetings, we don't agree, and then we leave it. Because I cannot push, I will not have a veto for this at all. I will not say, you have to. I will not. Because that doesn't feel comfortable for me at all. So we have to agree. Because it's, at the end of the day, that's the vets who are injecting the substance, not me.
So, are the vets generally, do the dogs have to be in an extreme case of suffering for the vets to want to euthanize?
I think the suffering is probably maybe that's one word, but it's more like the quality of life.
Okay.
if they can eat by themselves, drink by themselves, if they can walk, if they're able to walk, and that's the thing. If they cannot eat by themselves, can't drink by themselves. So I had Coconut was a dog belonged to me, and he just stopped eating. He was like, we didn't know what it was. He didn't want to eat anymore, and so we tried to force feed him, but he was not happy. And then soon, about 1 month later, he couldn't stand up. He couldn't walk. So we pushed a tube down his nose. So we had pushed in food. He removed that one. So I was like, he didn't want to live anymore, and that was no quality life. So I decided to put my dog to sleep, and it was a hard one. But he wouldn't want to live. He didn't want to eat. He didn't want to drink water. No, nothing.
Coconut, I agree with you that.
Yeah.
Like that. But Polly can eat. If we feed, he eat. He
Polly-
eat a lot. Yes,
He cries a lot also.
because he only sleep in cage.
Yeah, there you go. There's no quality life.
Yeah, I know, but not quality. But live in foster only sleep because not enough to eat. And cannot drink water. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who feed by hand or not.
So there we have a case. Cannot walk, cannot eat, cannot drink. Same as Coconut.
But Coconut served in like this.
He pulled
right?
it out.
Yeah. Okay. That.
He didn't want to. It was enough. He said, I had all my girlfriends in my life, and I'm a good-looking dog. Let me pass in this stage. So that was a hard one. I mean, it's like Cork. My dog got pancreatitis, and he dropped in weight from 25 kilo to less than 12. And I was like, if it's less than 15, I need to put him to sleep. Less than 14, less than 13. And then he passed away of internal problems because of the intestines. But that was a rough one, because he was my boy, 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And that in particular, I never said this to you, and this is why euthanasia is so complicated, but I saw him that morning, and the doctor was like, I think he needs this specific surgery. And you said, okay, go ahead and do it. And I wanted to call you and be like, Michael, don't.
There was a 50-50 there. But the thing is, he
real rough.
He passed away the day before the surgery, so it was done. But pancreatitis,
Yeah, that's a bad one.
and we purchased this test machine in his name to check the CPL. So, but anyway, I think euthanasia is a hard and difficult subject for us here, and I'm guessing it's the same all over the world. I don't think that anyone enjoy put the dogs to sleep.
Yeah.
We can agree on that in Thailand they are too slow, and in America and maybe in Sweden are too fast to do it as a solution, not because the dog is suffering. And I do think that what you said is also that the veterinarian costs are very high, so and maybe people don't have money. So I understand that also, but it's a hard topic. But I think that we have covered almost all of this subject, and I think that maybe people will understand, and feel free to comment in the comment section what you think, and ask questions and topics that we can bring up on our next podcast.
All right.
Dogs and Crocs.
Thank you guys for talking.
Thanks for the panel, Bailey, Toom, Chris,
yes.
and Michael.
But now I understand about put to sleep. I know we do the better for the dog. You let him a chance second time, I know.
Yeah, same as you. Second chance.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
ขอบคุณค่ะ
ครับผมครับสวัสดีครับ
บ๊ายบาย
Bye-bye.
That was a good one.